Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. How is everybody? Let's see. We can go live here on Instagram. I got that one up and running today. We are good to go. Here we are. We are back for another wonderful Wednesday. We are getting notifications right now of everything going live. So let me see. Oh, there's Instagram. Of course, as soon as I turn it live, now I'm going to have a tickle in my throat. You know, that's how it goes. Okay, volume down there. We're good. Hey, everybody. So great to have you. We have a wonderful guest today that's going to be talking to us about a brand new crochet along that you can participate in. We're going to give you all the details, talk about everything that's going on. As always, if you have questions, throw them in the chat. I will do my best to answer you. If you are watching on Instagram, put your name in there if you're saying hi or hello, or where you're watching from, because I can only see your screen names or whatever account names. God, screen names, does that like date me really far? I think so. But I can only see that, and sometimes I can't read them perfectly, or it doesn't really tell me who you are. But say hi, say hello. Where are you watching from? Before we jump into the guests, which I want to give us enough time, but I want to remind you that right now we have our Memorial Day promotion going on. You'll see it over on the homepage. So you can go to crochet.com and you'll see it there. You can get 20% off your total purchase. Or if you spend $150, you'll get 25% off your total purchase. So now is the perfect time to stock up on whatever you might start to need. We are getting close to our summer yarn sale. So again, if you don't quite see something that you're thinking of, you do have that opportunity in a couple weeks that we are going to have our summer yarn sale as always. But now is a really great time to grab things, especially for this crochet along. So we'll get there in just a second. Good morning from California. Hi, Dawn. Happy spring-ish. We were just talking. It is so gray and dreary. We had a beautiful day yesterday. Now we're back to this gross weather. Normally we're done with this by now, but like it is dragging on. Hi, Carlene. Great to have you this morning. Hi from North Carolina. Wonderful to have you as well. All right, let's bring in the guests. Let's get started talking about this crochet along. Again, any questions, put them in the chat. We will do our best to answer them as quickly as possible so that you guys know what's going on. Hi, Karen. Great to have you here as well. Hi from Wyoming. All right, hold on. Right button. Here we go. Adding her in. Hi, Hortense.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, wonderful to have you back. Some of you may already know. Hortense has been on before. I know I'm not saying her name wonderfully well. We've gone over this before. I don't have the French in me to make it as beautiful and elegant as she says it. So I'm sorry about my American accent. But she is more well known as Knitting with Chopsticks everywhere on the social media world. So that is what you probably know her from. Julia is saying hi and hello. Hi, Julia. Hi, Cindy is here as well. We're still getting some people chiming in. We have somebody saying it's a beautiful day here. Hi, Valerie from Houston. It is great to have you guys all here and joining us. We have Hortense here because today is the launch of her latest crochet along. So if you don't know, Hortense does a bunch of crochet alongs and knit alongs throughout the year. A lot of them tend to be blankets. And so you have a lot of different options. So we do want to just say, and we'll say it again, if for some reason this one is not your jam, please go take a look at Knitting with Chopsticks online to see all of the other beautiful projects that have been created. You could join in one of those and kind of follow the weekly, cadence and just have some fun. But I think you're going to love this blanket, and this is the one you're going to pick. So let's just jump in. Today is launch date. That is exciting.
Very exciting. I'm pumped.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw the link in here that's going to come up on Facebook and YouTube. And that is going to be the link to see the blanket. And you're going to be able to click over to Hortense's website. Please click over there because that is where you're going to get the pattern. We do not have the pattern on our site. We are just selling yarn. She is doing her pattern, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Uh-oh. Carlene just said, I bought the full PDF of your gorgeous new Skybound blanket.
Thank you.
Awesome. That is what we are talking about today. The new Crochet Along is the Skybound Blanket. And so why don't we tell people what it was inspired by, and give a little bit of detail on how the Crochet Along works.
So it's a blanket inspired by birds and feathers. So it's a striped blanket. You can kind of see like a sneak peek here. You have like pretty pictures on the website, which makes it much easier. But this should give you a bit of a teaser. So it's made out of stripes. There's 8 stripes and then like a small divider in between just to like break things up and make it like modern and pretty. And each stripe features a stitch or a combination of stitches that at least made me think of feathers and birds. Some are very visual, like you have pilier crochet, which is when you make like chain 1 gaps, like chain 1, skip 1, to like make a drawing. So instead of color work, because I don't do color work, each stripe is one color. And then others are more like abstract or like smaller textures. So there's a little bit of everything. There's a lot of techniques involved, which is why it's such a fun project to do as a crochet along, because every stripe is completely different. So you have an opportunity to learn a lot of different stitches and stitch combinations that you might want to use in other projects, or even just like try out new techniques that you might not have wanted or dared to try on your own. Here, you're not alone. This morning, there were 2,200 people signed up for the crochet along. So like hopefully by tonight, it's even more. We're definitely a lot of us making the blanket together. So if you have any questions, if you get stuck, there's a bunch of people like going through the same process that can help you out. And obviously I'm there.
Yeah. So let's take a second. So I know Dawn had posted and we put it on the screen that she signed up for she's all signed up for the Crochet Along. You just mentioned how many people are signed up. So what does that mean? How do people participate? What is the best way for them to get their information if they want to join into this Crochet Along?
So I think the link you shared is the link for the kits, right? So on there you have the link for the link for me. That's the sign up page for the event. So it's just like entering your name and your email. That way you're like in the event and you'll get emails from me with every new section, everything that's happening. Like, so you don't miss out on anything. You don't have to try and follow on the blog and the Facebook group like separately. And if you have the emails, you're all set. You're like, just follow the emails. It's easier. Once you sign up, you also get a chance to upgrade. So the Crochet Along is free. It's going to be free on my blog. And I have video tutorials for every section that are going to be on YouTube and on the blog. But if you want to upgrade, you can grab, after you sign up, you can grab the ad-free PDF for the entire pattern, which is like 60 pages, because there's step-by-step photos for every single thing. And you have like 2 options, either just a PDF or the PDF and an ad-free portal for the videos. And that also includes a bonus section that's not available anywhere else. In case you want to swap out one of my sections, like you don't like it, or the stitch is like too complicated, you can't get it. Like they're not complicated, but like there's always like preferences. And so you have like a bonus section you can like swap out. And I also throw in a free month trial for my Stitching Squad membership.
Awesome.
Just as a bonus. So those are like the 2 upgrade options.
Great value. Yeah. So if anybody is here that has done one of Hortense's crochet alongs before, go ahead and tell us which one you've done, what you've loved about it. Give us some insight into what's going on. And let us know too if you've upgraded into the bonuses, you know, having the videos, all that other stuff, either this time or before, or how you kind of follow along. We'd love to know. And it's always great to hear what other people have experienced as well. Because in my opinion, I mean, that's great that you can get the PDF. I love the idea of the emails, because I will be honest, I sign up for things. I have the best intention to follow along with a crochet along. But if I have to proactively go and remember when each section comes out and where I have to go to find it, I fall off the bandwagon very early into a crochet along. So if you're feeding it to me and I can see it in my email and then click over to the blog post, that's perfect. So definitely worth signing up for that. And then you can decide about the PDF and everything else later. So when they sign up, how long is the PDF and the PDF with bonus material options available for? Like, could they do section 1 for the free version and then be like, oh yeah, I really want all the extras, and then upgrade?
Yeah, so you can upgrade anytime. The upgrades are not disappearing. even after the crochet along, you can still like grab the upgrades. So if you want to do one of my previous crochet alongs, you can grab the upgrades. I do give a special deal for like 30 minutes when you sign up, just to give you like a little extra bonus if you want to jump in straight away. But otherwise, it stays on forever.
Yeah.
I can't say forever. That's like not legal, but
Right.
you know what I
never
mean.
know. Something could happen. Yeah, Carlene is saying that she hasn't done a CAL yet with you, but she has done 2 of your fabulous crochet blanket summits, which, yes, there's wonderful summits that happen throughout the year. So just another reason to sign up for the Knitting with Chopsticks newsletter so that you're always aware to get all the news and the teachings. And what that is, the blanket summit is what, a full weekend, right? Of different
4 days.
4 days. Geez. Of all different kinds of things, learning. Well, that particular one was making blankets, and you have a bunch of different designers that come in and join you so that you really can expand all of your knowledge. So yes, sign up for the newsletter. Even if you're not doing the crochet along, still sign up for the newsletter so you can get all of the additional information. It's really good stuff. So let's go ahead and switch over to what yarn are you using for this project?
So the blanket is designed with the wool of the Andes worsted, and there's 2 of them, and I never remember which one I used.
You use the superwash
and non-superwash.
Yeah,
I use the superwash because I want to wash my blankets.
Yeah,
those 2, like superwash and non-superwash yarns, still it's too fancy for me. I always get confused. So I used 4 colors. So you have 3 main colors for the main sections, and then I used like a neutral in between. So the neutral I used is Oyster Heather, which is like very slightly beige, pink blush, beautiful color. I love it. And then we have a mustard yellow, a fjord, like a, I don't know, ice blue, fjord blue, and then a darker jeans blue. They have pretty names, but
yeah,
you can find those on the website. Sorry,
Yeah.
I always forget the official names. But we also have 4 kit color options for you guys, because I know picking colors is always very intimidating for people. So if you want to do it like your own colors, obviously go for it. If you want to make it easy on yourself and you know you're not comfortable with choosing colors, we've made 4 color options for you. You have, of course, the sample colors, but then we made one that has like very springy pink and greens. We have one with neutrals that are all like beige, brown, very neutrally gray. And we have one that has blue and I forgot what else.
Yeah,
Pink, I think, because I always do blue and pink with one way or another.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this to work with the right window, and we can pull. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Here we go. I can bring it up on the screen for everybody. And so you can see here, this is a better picture like of the blanket. And then we've got the different colors here on the side. So this one is the sample colors. So you can see the 4 beautiful colors that you have there. This one is called the flowery color. So definitely more of your blooms and things like that with that beautiful green in there as well. This one is called bright morning. And so those are your 4 colors. I'm loving the green and the blue together. I love it. Love it. Going to be so bright. And then we did a neutral called Natural Forest, just to kind of cover everybody out there who might like a more neutral color as well. And let's see, this is what kind of the full blanket looks like right in here with the different textures. And this panel here with the birds and this panel here with the birds is what she was talking about when she was saying about filigree. And so it gives you that picture by just putting chain spaces into your piece. And so you can see 2 beautiful birds and then a whole ton of textures in the blanket, which it's just so beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
I love this one here, how it looks like little bird feet kind of walking across the blanket.
I had a lot of fun designing that one.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah, so you can definitely pick from each of the different 4 colors, or you can go ahead and you can make up your own colors. That's totally fine too. Just giving suggestions on what we thought was going to look really great together. So yeah.
And if you have any allergy to wool or you're making it for someone who's sensitive to wool, other worsted weight yarns will work. Could you give a suggestion of like same Some worsted weights are like heavy and
Right.
some are light. This is definitely a lighter one.
Right.
I think it's very like close to like Brava.
Yes, it
But
would be
I
close to
don't know how
Brava if
thick.
you want to go 100% acrylic. You could also look to do something like Heatherly, which is this corner up here. Heatherly worsted is going to be great too. That is an acrylic wool blend. So it only has 20% wool. So you're still going to get some great properties of wool, but with the larger percentage of acrylic, it tends to not have that problem where it like makes you itchy and things like that. And it's still washable because of the high acrylic content in it. So those would probably be my two best suggestions. You could do something like Swish, which would be a merino wool, but you might have to go to DK instead of Swish worsted because the Swish worsted is a little bit on like the thicker side of a worsted. You'd have to just kind of gauge it out and do a gauge swatch because you could use worsted, especially since it's a blanket. It just might make your dimensions a little bit bigger on your finished piece.
We also have like two blanket sizes. So like the standard one is like a throw size, which is 53 by 63 inches. But I'm also giving instruction for a lap gun size. So like if you want to breeze through it, you could make it with a heavier worsted in lap gun size and then end up with a full throw.
I like
Sort
that
of.
idea. Yeah,
More or
yeah,
less.
yeah. Yeah, you can definitely play around with it. Again, one of those reasons why swatching is important so you can see what's going to happen. Or maybe you just don't care and you just pick your favorite yarn and you just start working. It's a blanket. It's going to work out great.
As long as you make sure that like your yarn is consistent throughout the sections, you'll be
Yes.
fine.
Yes.
I do give some tips on gauging to make your life easier because I know people don't want to swatch. I totally understand. You definitely don't want to swatch for every section, although it's a different stitch. So like technically we should, but I make your life easier because you're going to work out a first swatch. That's going to be like your base hook size. And then for every section, I'll just tell you like go up a size or go down a size, depending on how denser or looser the stitch is compared to that base. So you just have to make one gauge swatch. Please make it. Please be kind.
Yes.
And I'm also for this one, what I usually I make my sections the same height. You know, like that's like the obvious choice. But
Right.
I've noticed a lot of people have trouble matching my row height gauge. And like width gauge, like both at the same time. So here I intentionally made them different heights so that if your row height is off and your section ends up like a few centimeters bigger or smaller, like height wise, no one will notice.
Yeah.
Well, if all your sections are supposed to be the same length and one is like an inch shorter, it's more visible. So like it's all built into the blanket for you.
Love it. Love it. We should also say too that if they do sign up for the PDF version or, you know, go to the upgrade, they're going to get the pattern right away and they can really work at whatever pace that they want to. If they are going to just start out with that free version, how often are the sections coming out, and kind of give us a gauge of how many of the sections of the blanket come out in each section that's launched, if that makes sense.
So every Wednesday, a new section is released. It's one section per Wednesday. They are different heights, but the shorter ones tend to have denser stitches that work up a little bit slower. So it should like balance out. You do have to work a divider in between each. So I'm giving you a full week to make each section. So we have 8 sections plus the border. So it's going to be 9 weeks total. I know it's spring and summer. People crochet less. You're like doing other things. So I wanted to make sure that everyone could still stay on track, because once you drop off 1 week, then it's so easier to drop off another week, and then the crochet along is over and you have six finished sections and the 2 others never happen. We have all been there. So I stretched it out a little bit to accommodate everyone in the season.
I love it. I love it too, because I've said this before. I'll keep saying it again. When I work on something like a blanket, I don't want that to be my only project. I just don't. It's not the way I work. I like to have a blanket going, whether it's squares, strips, all together, whatever it might be, plus something else, because I always need like a travel project, and blankets usually aren't that. So I love how you're keeping those sections, you know, compact enough that I can work on it during the week, but I could still also have time to be working on other things in there as well if I want to. It's not like I'm going to be rushing to get that section done in a week. You're going to have plenty of time to sit down and work on it from a Wednesday to a Wednesday. And if it's an extra day late, it's okay. You'll make it up. It's all good. But just keep plugging along so you can keep seeing that growth in the blanket. I think it's going to be amazing.
Definitely.
I haven't seen too many questions come through, but if you have questions, now would be the time to make sure you're putting them in there. I'm thinking we're covering everything that people need to know. Again, it was using a worsted weight yarn. It's using our Wool of the Andes Superwash, which you can either use or you can go ahead and use something else. And worsted weight, we just highly recommend doing the swatch, so at least you know where your blanket's going to end up. Okay, so there is a question about when does it start? Today.
So the first section just got released this morning.
Date. Yeah.
But if you sign up, you'll get all the info. Like it's not like you jump in and you missed some stuff. I've got you covered. But the first section is available on the website right now. And I'm super excited to see everyone's colors. There are a couple of things I wanted to mention that we haven't yet. If you don't want to make a full blanket for one reason, but you want to join and you want to like learn the stitches, you are more than welcome to do so. I do give stitch repeats for every section, and I have like the full stitch repeat for like the whole blanket. So if you want to make like a scarf or like a table runner, like that's totally an option.
Yeah, I love it.
And then the other thing is that I think you guys are offering a pretty good deal on the yarn kits. So I wanted to make sure people know they're getting a discount on their yarn if they grab it.
Yes,
that way.
Yes. And I put in the link over here on Facebook and YouTube to go to the sign up page directly. You'll just fill in your name, your email address, and then you're good. You'll start getting the information that you need to join in all of the fun. I wanted to say too, along with what you're saying about if you don't want to do a full blanket, that would also be a really great thing for washcloths or dishcloths because of the textures that you have throughout the blanket. Pick your favorite texture and just do a little square of it if you want to, or do a whole bunch of squares so that you can either sew them together if you wanted to, or then you've got all of your Christmas gifts ready to go before the holidays even happen. So that's a great idea as well. And so if we're looking over here, the question is the link to the website. What is it for over here on Instagram? I can't put links in there because every time I try to do it on the computer, it freezes and I can't do the live anymore. I don't know why, but basically just go over to Knitting with Chopsticks and you'll be able to find all of the information there for what you need. So you can head over directly to the website. Again, Knitting with Chopsticks is what you want to go do. So there is a question here about what are some of the different stitches that are used. Is that something that you can share with us? So we talked about the filigree with making the images of the birds, but what are some of the textured stitches that people are going to be able to learn?
So the first one is today's section. It's the chicken feet. So it's like a textured, like it kind of, for me, it's like a variation on the waffle stitch nearly. But it really looks like little chicken feet. Then we have this one that has like those bird prints that I made. That's like I have never seen that done before, but it was really fun to design. We have some more like fans and V's, which are like feathers, more classics kind of stitch. Then we have those filet crochet birds, hummingbirds. We have little formations of birds in flight.
I love it.
More birds, eagles. And then we have like little plumes, like this one is called classically the crocodile stitch, but it makes me think a lot of like the small feathers you have like under the wing or like in the warm and cozy spots. And then that's like the feather stitch, because obviously I had to include a stitch that's called the feather stitch.
Yeah, I love it. I love it too because I know my kids, like when I make them stuff, they love all the different textures so that they can kind of like play with it and whatever. So that's really great to have all the different textures in there and that you're going to learn so many different things. I love that too, that it's not just like a plain blanket. It's kind of like a stitch sampler, but it's more curated. It's not just kind of like random stitches. It's all that bird theme, bird related. I love it so much.
I like how you present it. Like it's like a sampler blanket, but curated. I'm going to steal that one. That's exactly it. So it's like, that's exactly it. And I like that if you want to work from your stash, you can work with like scrap yarn. And because like the design is curated from the stitches, it's not going to look too scrappy.
Right.
So that works too.
Right. I love it. I love it. Okay. So don't forget to go over and you want to sign up today so that you're going to get your list of supplies that you're going to need. You're going to get your first section of what's going on. And then once you sign up, you're going to start getting weekly emails. If they sign up for the Crochet Along, are they also signing up for your regular newsletter?
Yes.
Okay, so you won't have to sign up for both. Just sign up the one time and then you'll get all of the information going forward for the next Crochet Along or Knit Along or summits that are all coming up, which is really great. And then you can get started on your blanket. And I can't wait to see. The one question here, is there a cost? There's not a cost to sign up. There is not a cost for the free blog version. There's only a cost if you want to upgrade to the paid PDF or the PDF with the bonus section of the ad-free videos and things like that. But you'll get all of that information as you sign up for the free version, and then you'll see what your other options are. So no, you can go ahead and participate just by signing up from the link to get into the Crochet Along. Yeah.
Exactly.
Did we hit everything? I think we did.
I think so. If anyone has questions, I'm at Knitting with Chopsticks, Instagram, Facebook, email. Just shoot me a message and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. I can't wait to see what colors people start putting together. And as their blankets start to come together, this is going to be really fun to watch and see how everything is going. So thank you so much for joining us today and for trusting us to use our yarn for your beautiful project. We always love getting to collaborate with different designers for projects like this. So thank you. And thanks to everybody for watching today and joining us live. Hopefully you'll be signing up and joining in for the Crochet Along. Don't forget to tag us as you start to post about it so we can see what beautiful things that you are making. I know Hortense will get to see it all as you post and tag her, but we want to see it too. So don't forget us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back here same time, same place next week. So make sure you set a reminder or something like that on your phone so that you know, or like and subscribe so that you get notifications for what's going on. And we'll see you then. Happy stitching, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.
Bye, everybody.